responders are vowing not to give up their fight for proper care. We're joined this morning by John Feal of the Feel Good Foundation and retired NYPD Emergency Service Officer Klein. Both men were at Ground Zero in the days after the attacks. Both of them continue to suffer effects on their health. Good morning, gentlemen. So let's start with that. What happened to you on the site, and what do you continue to grapple with? Glenn, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you. Well, I've been diagnosed with scarring on my lungs, nodules on my lungs. I had precancerous polyps removed from my colon, and exercise-induced asthma. And these are all issues that I never had before.
And John, you as well suffered a major injury on the site.
Ty, I lost half of my left foot. 8,000 pounds of steel crushed my left foot, and I spent 11 weeks in the hospital with gangrene. But don't feel sorry for me, because I'm not sick like the thousands that need this bill passed. And I knock on wood every day that I did not get sick like them.
A lot of people would say, you know, it's been 10 years. What are some of the lingering effects? Still, obviously, people are still affected 10 years later.
The lingering effects are blood cancers are now manifesting and coming out in 9/11 responders. The leukemias. There's only two ways to get a blood cancer. Through your family history and toxic exposure. There's no other way to get these blood cancers.
All right, well, let's talk about this bill and your reaction. Obviously, you're upset that it didn't pass. The federal government every year had been funding 9/11 survivors and things for health. So, you know, why would this have been different? Why are you disappointed that this block funding didn't pass?
The centers of excellence that treat thousands of 9/11 responders would remain open for the next 10 years without a yearly budget and able to monitor, treat, do research on future illnesses, and provide excellent medical care for 9/11 responders who cannot simply afford medical coverage.
So if this changed every year, you know, there's always the fear that the funding would decrease or
increase? There's no promise that we'd get it next year. Our last president tried to cut it by 77%. This president didn't want to continue it. Then he promised it after a media stunt to implore it, to do it again. But there's no guarantee after 2011 that we're going to get the health care we need.
Okay, it looked like this bill would have passed, except there was a special rule this time. They needed a 2/3 majority, and the main reason was the sticking issue of supporting illegal immigrants who were maybe affected by 9/11. Where do you stand on that, and how do you feel about, you know, the change here? Instead of doing it, they needed a 2/3 majority.
Well, you know, we weren't really surprised about it. We didn't expect this bill to pass last night, but we know that it will pass in September.
Did you feel like politics got in the way?
Partisan politics got in the way. Members of Congress put their political affiliation in the parties in front of human life. And at the end of the day, last night, 9/11 responders, thousands that need this bill, this life-saving measure of a bill, now have to suffer another 7-8 weeks of neglect and denial.
7-8 weeks, because this will come up again. It is expected to pass in September. Are you confident about that?
100%. I'll bet my one kidney on it.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining us and telling your story.
Thank you.
To find out more about the Feel Good Foundation, you can go to our website and click on the Good Day tab. Greg, let's take it back to you.